Google history. I'm looking on a Google history, research history, internet history. I'm looking through it, and it's saying, how do I get a man out of my property? I remember they was talking about 25 grand or 35 grand, all these big numbers, and I thought, okay, at least I get something and I can...
How did you drop on your knees to want to marry her?
We went on holiday for the weekend. We're sitting there, and she just looked at me and went, and I said, I knew what she wanted. I said, you want me to propose to get married? And she said, well, we're here. I said, but I ain't got the money I ain't got the ring, I ain't got the money for the ring. She said, I'll buy the ring. So we got on a boat, a little tiny boat, and we went across the river to a jeweler's, and she bought it, and then she said, pretend to give it to me in a cigarette packet on the beach, so it's all romantic and a few people can see.
What's going on, people, and welcome back to the Baby Fathers podcast for another brand new episode. I'm your host, and I go by the name of DJ Ridler. Now, listen up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel now. Don't forget to press the notification button. Anytime an episode comes out, you're going to be the first to know. Don't forget to like the video and share as well. All right. So listen up. On today's show, I have another special guest, and he goes by the name of Mark. How you doing, Mark?
How you doing? Thank you for bringing me down here today. I really appreciate it because I need to get this heard. I want one day for my daughter, she's 10 now, to somehow get hold of this video, hear this video, and realize how much I love her.
Cool.
And always will. It's my blood.
Okay, brother. So listen up. We're going to get right into it.
Yeah.
But before I get into this story, I have to put a disclaimer out there. So anything what you say is your truth, and it's your truth only.
Exactly.
No one can't say anything different because it's coming from you to how you understand it to be for what you have gone through.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear this saying in the comments, no smoke without fire. Okay. There's a lot of that. There is smoke without fire. Okay. There can be smoke without fire. You know, some people are just not right in the head. And the way they deal with it is to be selfish and them themselves to be narcissists, even though men generally are called narcissists nowadays every 5 minutes. I know there's men out there that hear this narcissist every week, and some of them probably don't know what it is. And I say, oh, let me just Google that. So that's why I'm doing it. I again, thank you.
Cool, my bro. So listen, just to get a backstory of your situation is, how many baby mothers do you have?
I have 3 baby mothers. I never wanted that, by the way. It just happened. I am, though, in my 50s, so I'm not a kid. And I didn't have my first baby till my 30s.
How many kids do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm going to start with the first baby mother.
The first baby mother, yeah.
How did you two first meet?
We met at work. I was a boxing coach. She worked alongside me with young people, and we was together 10 years. Had 2 boys. One's 20, and one is 18. And I never had issues with seeing them. Okay. That's one thing. We fell out. We broke up after 10 years. We grew apart. But one thing that she was always very good with was letting me see the boys. And that's why my boys are quite solid still. They're not getting involved in road life, street life, smoking, drinking, both boxing, both working, both going studying. So that I believe that's because they had a really good, solid mum and dad. Not just mum, they had a solid dad as well. And I think that young men need it now.
Healthy co-parenting.
Yeah, exactly. Healthy. So they you can see then you're loved.
That relationship then obviously collapsed. She allowed you to see the kids.
Yeah.
And then when did you move into a new relationship when you met the second baby mother? So how did that work out?
So that was on a dating website. So I think that's where it went wrong from the start. People always used to say, "Don't meet women on dating website," blah 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 blah. And I think I agree with that now. I think it should be organic. You meet someone, you just leave it up to God, and then you meet each other, and you just, yeah. I don't agree with it now. But this is 10 years ago, so I might look at some notes on my phone actually with some things that I want to make sure that we get through. But we met in 2012 and we was together 2012, 2013 and 2014. We did get married, we did buy a flat in Hackney and we had a baby, but we done all of that within that period. Can you see that firstly, I think that was rushed. I'm trying to teach my boys now, take your time. Doesn't mean you don't love your girl any less, just take your time. There's no rush.
So you said that you lot went and bought a place together.
We bought a place in Hackney, yeah.
And how did that work out? Did both of you put the same amount of money down?
She put more than me, but we're both joint owners of the property.
Okay. And then how long was it till you then got married in that space of time?
So we met New Year's Day on the dating website. So the New Year's Day 2012, and we got married 2013, September the 16th, 2013.
So was that optional for you to want to get married to her, or was it something along the lines that there was maybe something in between that?
I can be like blatantly honest now. This is why I've sat here after 10 years. I can just be open and just be blatantly honest. I felt something deep inside me that I didn't want to be married, but she was pregnant. We bought a flat together. She had lots of good things about her in regard with like family life, and she was working, good job. We bought a property together. She had good stuff, but you need more than that. Mm-hmm. And we did get married in Jamaica. And when I was in Jamaica, I remember thinking, I want to run into the sea.
Why is that?
With my suit on, I wanted to run into the sea, genuinely. You know when you have a little drink because you're nervous? I was drunk. I was completely drunk, man. It's like a real drunk.
So was she originally from Jamaica or was she from here?
No, she was German, actually. She was German. My dad is Jamaican, but and we got family all over Jamaica. But we decided to get married in Jamaica. It was a beautiful wedding, but she's from Germany.
So was it based on true love, or was it based on that she needed to stay?
For me, I don't know. There's a lot of questions with the word true love. I really do feel there's a lot of like true love. You truly love your mum and dad. You truly love your kids. Can you see what I mean? I think nowadays there's conditions to relationship.
We'll get to that. We're going to get to that.
I want to jump the gun, man.
Because I'm trying to still stick on to how did you drop on your knees to want to marry her? So what was the reason for you wanting to marry her? Was it love? Or was it for her to get a stay?
I didn't realise we was going to get into this, but I'm really glad that you did, actually, because you're really going with the backstory. Basically, we was in Lake Como. We went on holiday for the weekend. And we was in Lake Como. And we're sitting there, and she just looked at me and went, and I said, I knew what she wanted. I said, you want me to propose to get married? And she's like, well, we're here, we're in Lake Como. I said, but I ain't got the money I ain't got the ring, I ain't got the money for the ring. She said, I'll buy the ring. So we got on a boat, a little tiny boat, and we went across the river to a jeweler's. And she bought it, and then she said, pretend to give it to me in a cigarette packet on the beach, so it's all romantic and a few people can see. Do you know what it is? I want people to know this is I will never blame her, I blame myself.
Okay.
I wasn't strong enough. I was weak. Men, you need to be stronger. I was weak, and there's a lot of strong men out there. I know there are. When they feel like it's not, they get out of there. But I just got wrapped up in it. You just want to please them because I've come off this 10-year relationship where I felt like I messed up. I feel like with her, I didn't want to mess up. So whenever she asked me for something, I'd say, yeah, okay, yeah, get married. Yeah, do this, do that.
So when she bought her own ring and then asked you to obviously use that ring to propose, did she ever ask for that money back for that ring after?
No, she kept taking it off and throwing it.
Was that every time you had an argument?
Yeah, kept taking it off. But I remember the day we got back from Jamaica, she said something in the bathroom. She said, I'm married now, so that's it. You have to listen to what I say, you have to do it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in trouble now. You know, at that point, I could have annulled the marriage. That's what I should have done. And she wasn't pregnant at that time. Or actually, was she? I know she's pregnant at that time.
So she was pregnant as you was getting married?
Yeah, she was pregnant. But before that, we had an incident. That's why we've jumped a little bit. We had an incident where we got into an argument and an iPad was involved. And we was wrestling with an iPad. She called the police on me. I then got arrested. And they brought me into interview and they asked me, what happened? They said, you literally grappled with an iPad. And they said, right, they gave me a warning. But she called the police and I got kicked out. So I was like, oh my God, I'm kicked out. I was at my friend's house for a week to 2 weeks. But then she rang me and said, I miss you.
So you ran back?
From there, I had the property. We already went halves on the property. That's where I should have definitely got out. Everyone said, Mark, you're going to go back. Are you mad? You know what man's like? Are you seriously going to go back? After you've been
so she kicked you out of your own house, the house that you both bought together. What issues then came with the property?
Well, obviously, once a child's involved, as soon as we had the child, that was it.
What happened?
Well, when you have a child, the way they word it is, you are a man, you can look after yourself. The child can't. So automatically, you get kicked out.
So did she kick you out and tell you to leave, or was you?
What happened was she was trying to figure a way of kicking me out. The baby was born.
How many months?
6 months old.
Okay.
So the baby was 6 months old. He was 6 months old. She was then. I seen her Google history. I'm looking on her Google history, research history, internet history. I'm looking through it, and it's saying, how do I get a man out of my property? And it's like a non-molestation order. So all of this is new to me. So I'm looking, non-molestation order. So non-molestation order means that a woman can just say she feels threatened or whatever, and that's it.
Yeah.
You're out. You could have the best lawyers in the world, you're out. You don't get, that's it, it's done.
So she went to the police with a molestation
order.
And then what was in that molestation order?
That I couldn't go near her, near the property, within hundreds or whatever.
But what was the reason behind that one, though? What what was the allegations?
She was claiming, specifically, I can't remember, but just that I was intimidating, aggressive, bully, blah, blah, blah.
And was you doing any of the aggressive? Was there any?
No, it was, whenever we had any arguing, it was mutual.
Okay.
And that is what a judge actually said to us. He goes, you're both as bad as each other. She was looking to get me probably put in prison, which I find like she knows deep down inside that nothing like that happened, but you was willing to try and put me into prison. I am the father of your child.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that? But I made a mistake with this girl. It's all my fault, people. I'm never going to go down the road of this woman. Because when I met her, she had a 2-year-old child.
From a previous relationship?
Yeah, and she wouldn't let him see the child. And I used to think to myself, what? This guy is a businessman. He's a cool guy. He's a French guy. He's cool. He's chill. Why are you not letting him see the kid? It was bizarre. Obviously, I can put 2 and 2 together. She just doesn't. Once she has a baby, because she even said it to me one time that I'm a male sperm donor. That's all I am. Is a sperm donor. Now she might have said it in anger, or whatever, but to have them things in your head.
All right. So with that other baby
I
father
told
she
you
had?
this is complicated.
Let me get to some grips with this. So with the other baby father, was he able to see that child?
He was, but completely under her control.
I mean, you sound her control.
It'd be like once a month at the most, and he lived in France, but he was willing to come over once a month. It was all all dictated through her.
I'm gonna try and get back to this house situation. You're being kicked out of this house.
Yeah.
What happened from there? Like, where did you move after that?
I was a friend's house. I was at a friend's house. I eventually had to get a property, which luckily I did. I had a property in Ealing. I had a property in Ladbroke Grove, which was close to my boys. So I was really, really happy with that. And I remember this is the weirdest thing. I was completely homeless, stressed out, had this court thing over my head, and yet I felt free. The woman, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare, bruv. It was a complete nightmare.
And in terms of the house that you lot bought together, was you able to get any money back from that house, or what happened to that?
It took me absolutely years. I got £1,500. I think the property was quoted at 850 grand.
And you only got 150.
No, I got 1,500. 1,500.
And what was that based on for you to get such a less? Okay, how much money did you put down as a deposit?
She was self-employed, and she said that she couldn't afford to give me anything else. So she's very smart. It's very smart. So she can just afford to pay the mortgage.
So how much money did you put down as a deposit on the house?
So I think it was at 20 grand total.
And then you only got back 1,500 when it came
I only got 1,500, but I was paying the mortgage and the rent and the council tax and all the rest of it. I was paying half for that for the time we were together.
And how long would you live in that house for?
We moved into that house 2013, I think. So 2013 to 14.
So was you there for a year?
Yeah, about a year. About a year and a half. Year and a half.
And did that go to court in terms of when they told you how much you had to pay?
That was a shambles. Funny enough, that only just concluded now. She didn't want to give me the 1,500. They had to wait to the point where it nearly got to bailiffs because this is what I'm saying, the mentality. Can you see the mentality is so, I hate to say it, like, it's just like an evil mentality, man. I don't want to say that word. But this a vindictive mentality where the courts have said, give him the 1,500, and she didn't even want to do that.
But how much, when you went to court, how much was you asking for?
I remember they was talking about 25 grand or 35 grand, all these big numbers, and I thought, okay, at least I get something and I can, rent and blah, blah. And no chance. I mean, I was lucky to get 1,500. Okay. And it took a year after the courts told her it took her a year to give it to me.
All right, cool. So I'm going to move away from the house now, and then I want to focus onto your daughter that you had with her.
I've got some notes here.
Okay.
So I'm going to go through them. Because I mentioned the no smoke about fire, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very important. That is a very important one because even with this podcast, I'm a bit worried that people are going to be thinking, do you know what I mean? But everything I'm telling is complete truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, I can't remember it crystal clear, but I can remember the main stuff. It's like 10 years ago.
All right, so you're talking about the obviously you have some notes on your phone. So you want to cover about the no smoke, no fire. What do you want to address on that?
Well, I think that she used to continually call me a narcissist. Mm-hmm. So I went into our marriage counsellor and I said, am I a narcissist? And he said, you know what? It takes one to know one. That's why she's calling you that. And I thought, he was so adamant in that. He said, it takes one to know one. And now, on reflection, I realised that she, at the time, was a narcissist. She was the one, because that's the true meaning of a narcissist. You've got a child, especially she's German. I'm mixed race, so obviously the child's mixed race. It's this cultural child. The child's growing up without a dad who desperately wanted to see that child as well. So, can you see that? Yeah, it's the true meaning of a narcissist, where it's all about you.
All right, so let me ask you this question. When she kicked you out of the house, was you able to see your child after that at that time? Did you have access to your child?
I seen the child once every 2 weeks, locally in the area in Hackney. And then she done another non-molestation order. She'd been non-molestation orders, this girl. And then I had to do supervised visits twice. I went through 2 supervised visits, went through that, and even got to the point where there was a girl, right? And because she was black, she said that me and this girl got a little thing going on, and she wants to change the girl supervising the visits. So they got a old white woman in to supervise the visits. And when she was supervising the visits, the women said, there's nothing wrong. These two are getting on together. It's fine. So then she had not a leg to stand on. And then it got to the point in 2017 where the child was allowed to come. We'd go from Hackney down to Notting Hill, Ladbroke Grove, and we'd have the child, and bring her back. But she never spent the night. She only spent the night one time. We went Centre Parks. We took her to Centre Parks for a week, and she spent a week with us there. But even then, she gave me so much trouble.
What trouble was she
Just
giving?
ringing all the time. I was like, when you go away with her, I don't have to FaceTime you every 5 minutes. I don't have to ring you every 5 minutes. Why is it the other way round? She'd ring in the morning, ring in the afternoon, ring in the evening. What it is a control freak. I know exactly what it is. With all of this. Is like control, and it's their narcissistic behavior. That's their issue.
And did you ever, when you have her, was there a point where she then stopped you completely from seeing your child?
This is what I'm saying. This would happen. She'd keep doing it, and then the final straw was I was seeing her, and then she'd done it again. She put a non-molestation again.
So hold on. So let me just try. I'm trying to get to grip of this. So she is allowing you to see your daughter, but then puts a molestation order in.
Yeah, again, yeah.
But what's the molestation order for if you're seeing your child? Like, I'm trying to work this all out.
I'm telling you, this stuff, when I explain it, it's so difficult you have to be there to it's like absolutely insane. They can just go in to a local court, I think it's a form, you fill the form out and you put a non-molestation order. In fact, what I realised she was doing it, so I wrote my non-molestation order. I thought 2 can play that. So I said, can I do one then? They said, yeah.
So what was she putting down?
She put non-molestation. She would put that I'm aggressive, he's suffering around me, just make up a lot of bullshit. She even said that her man, she put a statement from her man. What's so funny is by the time we got to court, she wasn't with him.
So what is the statement she got to him to write down?
You know what happens is you probably get to know someone more after you split with them. After I split with her, I blocked her at the court. I've never blocked her, but I thought I'm done with all of this. So I blocked her, but she didn't block me. She still doesn't block me. And when I look at her WhatsApp, occasionally I check for her WhatsApp to see how she's growing.
To see your daughter?
Yeah, my daughter. She'd have a picture of her and a man. And then a year later, her.
So you see her with another man?
She's here with another man.
So she's got different partners?
Every year, I would see her WhatsApp picture change with a different guy, and it would always be around the year period. And my daughter's there, and I don't think that's good.
So she's got all these different men around your daughter?
Yeah, so I'm thinking to myself, you could have me around your daughter. Who's these guys? Are these guys honestly better than me? They're honestly going to be better than the dad, a loving dad I've got a daughter now, 4-year-old, nearly 5-year-old daughter now. I'm in a successful relationship, strong relationship.
I want to just touch on this molestation order form, because what I'm trying to puzzle is, you're saying that every time you had the child, every other week, or when you had the child, then there'd be a molestation order back in behind it after you finish having it.
Yeah, it would be okay for a few weeks, up to a few months, and then she'll say that I need to be in Hackney at 8 a.m. And I'm like, why are you doing that at Hackney 8 a.m.? Even one time we was there, the judge was saying, why she even mentioned that if I don't bring the child back on time, that she's going to call the police. And the judge says, that's excessive. You can't call the police if I'm half an hour late, I'm get caught in traffic, or 20 minutes late. I'm on my way through traffic, and anyone who knows from West London to Hackney on a Saturday afternoon, it's going to take a while. She'll go to the courts on the Monday, and that's it. I'd get an email through saying there's a non-molestation order, and that means I know from there I can't see my daughter. I have to wait for the courts to come through.
And how long would that take?
Weeks, sometimes months.
And when the court gets themselves involved, what's the process of them? What's the outcome?
The thing is it's a little bit of a waste of time. I can say I can go to the family court. I haven't been there since 2018, 2019, but if I went there, I can tell you exactly how it goes down with each client. I'm very experienced. They go, he'll say something, she'll say something, but they say, forget all that. The child is the key, is the issue. So we have to stick with the non-molestation. You have to stay at the house. You have to keep paying, by the way, or else you'll be in trouble. So you got to keep paying.
So what are you paying? You paying for the house, or you paying for the
child house
support?
I didn't pay for.
The child support?
Child support, yeah.
Okay. So you're paying child support to her every month?
Weekly.
Okay, you're paying that weekly. So by paying the child support, what other stuff is she demanding besides that?
No. Funny enough, money-wise, she for years tried to get so much money out of me. For years, she tried to get my pension. I heard she even was going to go for my pension, but she wasn't able to. She got what she deserves.
Okay. And is this because you was married, or because she's just trying to be bitter towards you?
She's completely bitter. It's unbelievable. I can tell you how bitter, because this stuff all went down 2013, 2014, and she messaged my son within the last year saying, you can see your daughter, your sister, but your dad can't.
That you was not allowed to see your daughter no more? Like, when was that contact completely cut?
Right. So I was going to court. I was seeing my daughter. Everything was going good. Then we got into a heated discussion. I think it was over email or WhatsApp. I might even still have it there. And non-molestation happened again. I went to court and I turned up very confident, because I thought they're going to say, well, there's no reason. What have you got behind it? He can obviously see his child. And this was around August, September. And they said, we're going to adjourn it to the next available date, which is December. And I said, if it's this December, what happens till then? Do I see my daughter until December? It's like 3-4 months away. They said, no, you can't. Obviously, there's a non-molestation. She's saying this, she's saying that. You can't.
Okay.
So I said, I will not be coming back to this court. I'm done. I couldn't see me living out the rest of my life constantly going to court.
So when she told you you wasn't allowed to see your child no more, is that when you then started the court process of trying to get access to see your child?
Yeah, I had no lawyer. I went and myself. But I thought it's 2 + 2. The man has got 2 kids that he's getting on with. He sees half the week. There's nothing. You're saying no molestation, but he was seeing his kid. He's done two sets of supervised visits. He's gone through two, not one, two, and he was seeing his daughter unsupervised. He should be able to see his daughter. I thought that's how it would go down. I genuinely did. So when they said come back in December, I thought there is no way I'm gonna wait 3-4 months and then come back to court. Remember, that's just to come back to court. It's going to be another load of months. There was no way I was going to do it. No way. And I decided I had to be strong and cut it. It took me a long time, be strong and hope that one day, I can't say my daughter's name, can I? One day that my daughter would come back and see me one day. She's 10 now. Whatever age she decides to reach out, then she will see. This is why I love the mobile phone. On my phone, there's every week pictures of us interacting, videos of Centre Parks, going back from when she was born, all the way up from 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old. So she's got all of that at the weekends. But it was.
So what was the last age to when you saw her? Like the last time you spent time with her? Because she's 10 now. When was it the last time you saw her? How many years ago or months ago you saw her?
I think it was 2019. I think it was 2018, 2019. It was definitely 18 or 19.
And that was because you decided not to go to the court for the last time because you had enough on the system of the way you felt like you was getting treated.
Exactly. It was like I realized I'm fighting a losing battle. I eventually sank in that this is a losing battle. Total losing battle. There's no chance of winning this. No chance. Even when she said something like, have email contacts. That's good. That's nice. Email. I thought, email contact? Like my daughter. I see my boys, my two sons, 4 nights a week, 3 nights a week. And even the nights I don't see him, I go to the school stuff and all of that because we're local in Labrador Grove. So sometimes I'd see him every day. And even then, I'd miss him the days there was net. So to think, email. They said email. How can you email like a 5-year-old? It's so weird. It's so weird. Even just saying that. Can you imagine like emailing a 4 or 5-year-old? How is she or he gonna?
So how many months or years was you going to court fighting this case to try and see your child?
It was definitely 2015, 16, 17, 18, maybe 5 years, 4 or 5 years, on and off.
On and off in court.
On and off in court. On and off. I even went into the courthouse one day and I said, why are these windows all locked up? It's boiling in here. And the guy goes, we have to lock them because fathers are jumping out the window. Fathers were jumping out the window. And do you know what it is? I'm going to be honest with you. It's so amazing to see this, like, this human behavior. I never see such hate in a person's eyes between a mother and father. They had a child together and the hate is from both sides, but especially from the women's, the hate in the eyes was incredible. My ex, the hate in her eyes. And you know how I know? Because I went there with my partner. So my partner was there. When she seen
the third baby,
my partner,
the one you with now,
the one I'm doing now,
with the one you got a child with, the last one. Yeah.
Right now, I've got a successful relationship. She said it's unbelievable.
Let me just ask this question, and I know the question I'm about to ask you is: did you think by bringing your partner to the courthouse when you're fighting your case against your ex, you don't think that will try and put more light to the fire? I know you're bringing it as support, but you don't just think like, raw, that's just going to cause a bit more attention.
But it couldn't go any worse. So if you're going to court and say you're going to court and you're going to court and you're going to get a life sentence with no parole, but bringing your partner gets you a double sentence life with no parole, what's the difference? It did put a little bit of light to the fire, I think, but not in the terms of getting in the way. It's just emotional. She couldn't do anything. And I wanted that though. I wanted to show her that I've got a partner here.
You moved on.
I moved on totally. I've got a partner here. And how I know that I'm in the right, my friend, my brother, yeah. I fought so hard for my daughter. I couldn't get my daughter. The courts are a joke. I've seen it now. It's a complete joke. I think there was only one man who got custody of his daughter in the whole years I was there. And I went to fathers' meetings, only one man. And the only reason he got it, and it took him time, is the woman was on drugs. The woman had stuff going on at the property. And that's the only reason he got it. She feels she's got the better of, she's won. So I know she has this feeling, I've won, I beat him. I can tell.
What's that?
Just looking at her emails to me, reflecting on her emails, looking at the messages, she's won the battle and she's got the child now and she has the child full time. So she just has to share it at Christmas because that's the thing she never wanted to do. She never wanted to share at Christmas. She would take the kid to Germany the whole month. And then I don't get to see it. And so I said, one Christmas on, one Christmas off? No. So not only that, two brothers, she's missing out on two brothers, two loving brothers who loved her. They really must have affected them. And she's missing out on a sister. So so people are going to say, oh, blah, 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 this and that. What goes on between the two parents should not affect what happens with the child. The child is totally separate. Even after what she did that time, I still met her. Can you believe this? In 2017, I still met her because she wanted to talk to me. And I thought, okay, we can meet up. After all of that, that's right, that is my mindset. I went there, I paid as well, which I regret. Went to a really posh French restaurant. I paid for her. We're there sitting drinking, and then she says to me, so we're there sitting there. I said, where's your knight in shining armour? Because that's what she said to me. You know what she did? A week later, she asked me for £1,000 bed or £2,000 bed.
For your daughter or for herself?
She says it's for her daughter, but I know where she was getting it from. Because we viewed it just before we split up. So it was about £2,000. When I told her no, I think that's when the non-molestation or the first little non-molestation. Remember I told you about the non-molestation? So it's all about money. I'm telling you now, if I was giving her £1,000 a week or a month, there'd be none of this. I could control literally how much I see my daughter, by how much I give.
You said something about you're gonna now wait for your daughter to come and look for you.
Everyone says, Mark, she's gonna come for you, 1,000,000%. And I've seen that. I have actually seen that where a son or daughter will go looking for their parent, whichever one it is.
Let me ask you this question. Say she doesn't come and look for you. What happens then?
Well, yeah, her mum is such a strong character. Maybe she won't come and see me. But because she's born the date she was born, and she's a Pisces like me, quite emotional, and wanting to know, I think she's gonna come. And I think when she sees the videos on my phone, sees the messages, sees the emails, sees the photos and sees this, hopefully, she will for sure know that her dad loved her very much. So it was, regardless of what happened between me and her,
The mum.
between me and the mum, regardless, I should have continued to see my daughter all the time. The strongest thing I did was give up. Funny enough, when I gave up, I felt empowered. I felt that's the only way I'm gonna get my power is to give my power up. Just I didn't want to fight anymore. I couldn't go through this. I couldn't believe that she could still go through this. The resilience is crazy, unbelievable. So I said, I know I know that she's getting these issues now still, because every time her WhatsApp I told you her WhatsApp keeps changing. 1 year it'd be one guy with my daughter, then it'd be another guy with my daughter.
But how do you actually know that these are her new partners when you see these pictures of her?
It's just, arm round, blah blah blah. One guy, next guy, arm round, numerous locations. Then I think it was 3 different men. That can't be right. She's got a loving dad.
So you're saying she had like 5 different stepdads then every time she
I think
introduced?
I think she had at least 2 to 3 that I seen for sure. Well, I know because she said she did.
So do you think because she hasn't blocked you, she's trying to make you see this on purpose?
I think she's putting it like, I never stopped you from seeing your child. You blocked me. I didn't block you. But the thing is, it's like someone telling you, I'm going to feed you, but I'm going to feed you this food, and I'm going to feed you at this time. That's not. Do they love you? No. Has to be a negotiation. For instance, just the simplest thing, Christmas time. Every Christmas had to have. Had to have my daughter. Yes. Every single Christmas. So 10 Christmases, 10 times with her.
And not one with you?
Not one with me. That can't be right. That is not right.
When you was going through that whole situation, what kind of place did that put you in for you to say to yourself, you couldn't do this no more? Like, how much energy did that take out of you in your mindset, in your physical?
I'm telling you now, I lost it a little bit coming out of the court, but I'm never one of these guys who totally loses it. I'm never one of them. You might look at me and think, I'll never lose it. I never lose it. They suggest that her lawyer suggested to her, should we get security? And she said, yes, I think it's best. But she knew I'm under control. I just made her know that you've now stopped a father-daughter relationship. And remember, the daughter's mixed race. So it's even more. If I was German, it wouldn't be so much, but I'm mixed race. That child now is growing up not seeing his grandparents, not seeing brothers, sister, me. There's a whole. People say fathers, but there's everybody's behind. There's so many faces behind this. There's so many faces behind it.
And also learning its culture as well. All right. Also, I think we're gonna wrap it up because time is up.
Yeah.
So
I hope it helps people out there.
What I will say to you is maybe look into this camera here, and what would you like to say to your daughter if she was watching this?
I love you. I know we haven't seen each other, and I don't know if you remember me. I can show you all the videos and all the photos, and when you see these videos and photos, maybe it will remember. You have some memories. Going to Centre Parks for the week. You remember that. I know you was very young, so I'm here for you now. by the way. So I'm always going to be here for you. So don't ever think you can't come to me. I love you. Your brothers loved you. And your sister, she's only 4, but she'll love you. So if you ever have any doubts or you're scared or intimidated about, don't. You can anytime.
Okay, my bro. And to any fathers who maybe been in your situation, what would you like to say to them to deal with the kind of situation you may have been through?
Listen, what saved me in the big court case was photographic evidence. Apparently, what I was told was one particular photo saved me. If it wasn't for this photo, I could be in big trouble. But this one particular photo saved me. So put everything down. Make sure you record everything. If you have any contacts with your daughter or your son, any contact, film it. Any interaction, because the child won't remember stuff when you're 2, 3 years. You'll say it, but the mum will say, "Oh no, he didn't. Oh, he did." But I've got everything here. It's all the dates, all the times. You can see the smiles. You can see how happy everybody is. You know, and that is the most important thing. That's why I love the mobile phone for that. In the old days, you had, your father did this and your dad this. You know, your dad did this and you know your mum did this. And no, now you've got it all on the phone.
Mark, listen, I want to say thank you for coming on today's show, for sharing your story. I do hope there is a positive light at the end of this tunnel of your story, what you have said, and I do hope that you do and your daughter seem to reconnect in the near future. So
I'm just hoping, to be honest with you, even if one person helps one person. But I'm glad I've got this on record. A lot of people are would love this back in the days. It's so nice to have this on record.
Yeah.
On record. I really appreciate it.
Cool, my bro. Cool.
Oh, by the way, just a quick one.
Go on.
I have got a YouTube channel.
What's the name of it?
It's called Clarence Beaks.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a family channel. It's a boxing channel. It's got comedy. It's got everything in it. It's just like a mix of everything. But you can see my interactions with me and my daughter and me and my sons. They're both boxers and they're going for the championships next year. So Clarence Beaks. I'd love to. So you can see everything.
You can see how you are with your family.
Well, you see firsthand.
Yeah.
You see firsthand now. So Clarence Beaks. Subscribe, like, and subscribe.
Make sure you don't subscribe to that, all right? Make sure you don't subscribe. So listen, that's cool, my bro. So listen, I want to hear your lot's views on today's show. I want to hear in the comments below. Also, as well, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel and press the notification button so anytime an episode comes out, you're not going to be the first to know. And don't forget to check out the Baby Fathers website, is thebabyfathers.com, which is the process of helping fathers to start the process of getting to try and get access to your child. So there's just forms on there and information on there to get you started, all right? So listen, for myself, DJ Ridler from the Baby Fathers podcast, till next time, peace, and we out.